Welcome back to After the Island. I'm Elizabeth.
I'm Alex.
And we have the awesome Rachel with us today.
Yes,
season
so
2.
excited.
So pumped you're here.
Okay, so tell everyone where you are right now.
Yeah, so I am still in Las Vegas.
Woo!
Oh my gosh.
Just chilling in
at the hotel.
My fly was down. Wow.
Yes, at the hotel.
Awesome. I guess we'll just get right into it.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. So the last we saw of you, we saw you go home, unfortunately, which I think so many people were bamboozled and like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Because everyone
like
thought
out of
that you were
nowhere.
staying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say like everyone on the island was also like, wait, what?
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah, no one saw it coming. Like everyone has conversation before the recoupling, right? Like you go and you're just like, hey, touching base. And then like, after you kind of like figure out where like you are in your own couple, then you just like sit around and like talk about everyone else's couple and how it's going to go. So like first of all, I did have friends on the island and I did also interact with like the other islanders. I know that like was not shown at all, we got along.
Like, we did not see it all the last like episodes, especially like the last few.
Yeah. It was like I got I got out and was able to like watch some of the episodes, which I didn't. I just like was gonna take the internet's lead on some of that. Yeah. And I was like, wait, was I on Love Island? Like, I don't think so. Like it just didn't happen for me. All good. But yeah. No, so like I had like really good strong friendships with everyone. Right. And like I remember like me and Connor literally would have like hour-long talks every single day. And I was just like, wait, do I have anything to worry about? Because Trey, who was also a good friend, was like, hey, like now's the time, lay it all on the table with Caleb. And I'm like, me and Caleb like just talked, like I think we're good. And then I like asked Connor, I was like, oh, well, like, do I have anything to worry about? He's like, no, like, absolutely not. Like, so it was definitely one of those things where like everyone was like more stunned than anything else. Like,
yeah.
So.
Okay, I was gonna say that happened a couple times with us where like even I thought I knew exactly who was going home and then it wasn't, and I was like, wait, what?
Right. So
okay, wait.
Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna talk about like the Jeremiah Justine situation, like just to kick it off as far as like my intro into the island and like my experience with like that whole thing. It's like, because I think some things were missing to like maybe that maybe like could confuse people. Well, okay, like first of all, I like also have to say this, it's like I'm 21 years old and I was the youngest one on the island, and like the closest to my age it was like 24, so it was like hard for me then, where it's like I feel like I have a lot of dating experience, but it's like, no, I've like never lived with someone because I'm 21 years old, like, you know what I mean? But that being said, with Jeremiah, like we had like our little hot tub date, and then like that went excellent, and then like I got out of the hot tub date, and then immediately like Jeremiah like pulled Justine aside, and like they had a whole conversation about how like they were only open to exploring things after it was like a couple days, and they weren't sure if people were going to come in like that. And so he like was just like, okay, like I really like Rachel, like I want to go forward as friends, like we don't have like really anything to like talk about. And so like almost from that night, it was well known, like also like across the island, that like Jeremiah and Justine were friends, and that like me and Jeremiah would like obviously recouple as soon as we could. Yeah. So like it was just, I keep seeing that it was like this comparison between like Jeremiah should have stayed and like I should have kept him, or like what, like there is no comparison. Like I like with Jeremiah, it was just like, okay, so then we had that established, and we were just like hanging out constantly. And then like I had a conversation with Justine where I was just like, okay, look, other people are telling me this, Jeremiah's telling me this, like let me just see if like that's what's really happening. And she was just like, yeah, no, he likes you so much, he talks about you all the time, like I'm so glad you guys are together, and like yeah, it didn't work out with the two of us, but like we're just gonna go forward as friends and like support each other. And so it was like well established. So then when we go into like the excess baggage challenge, right, we were all really shocked that like Justine kissed Jeremiah. And like think what also needs to be said, and then like I'll kind of stop my like long rant,
Oh,
but
no,
like
you're good.
is that like girls got to go first. And so like I kissed Jeremiah, everyone knew I was gonna do that. Justine kissed Jeremiah, everyone's like a little surprised because like Jeremiah didn't want to kiss Justine. And then guys got to choose, and then Jeremiah got 2 chances to like kiss 2 different girls, and he kissed me and Caitlin. So it was just like, it was like very clear that it was like not that, oh, there could never be anything between Jeremiah or Justine, but it was just like they were just friends.
I have to quickly ask you, were you at the open casting call that I was at?
I think I was. I like literally only had like a half hour to like try out. Like it was literally one of those things of like, I just wanted the water bottle. So I was just gonna like get in, get out. And then I missed like, you were one of my favorites on the season. But yeah, I think so. You were at like Surly Brewery Company.
Yeah, did we meet? Like there were so many people that came through that
No,
day.
we didn't get to. Like I came late, tried out, and left.
Oh my god.
I was there the whole time though. But
that's so awesome that you got it from that.
I know. That's so fun. I was hoping that they would use someone from that day because I saw like so many awesome people come through, and I was just like, wow, like this has been so fun. Like I hope they pick someone from this.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
So like that's that's actually really weird that like also then we didn't meet, but here I am picked.
I was wondering, that was my big question. I was like dying to know if we met or if there was like a picture of us together or something. Like I don't know.
Oh no, that would have been so cool though.
I have a question. So when we get introduced to you, I don't know if you've seen your video when you're like about to, you know, the promo video that they show.
It's like me and it's like a white background and I'm just like yelling things and using my arms. Yeah.
Yeah. So they show us, and this is the only thing we see of you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I broke up with my boyfriend to come on the show, and we were like, what? And so
I know.
God, I gotta go snoop. Like I have to find her ex-boyfriend.
We were like asking people to send his account if they found it.
So we found out like that wasn't the case, right? You didn't like break up with him to go on the show.
No, like okay. He's definitely gonna hate me after this because like he was like a little bit older and had like an established career, like under 30, but like, you know, he was an adult and like was like, okay, well the next step for us is like to move in and like to have kids and like to get married. And I was like, no, like I'm 21, like I don't have any interest in that, like not right now, like obviously later, but like not right now. And so he was just like going like a million miles an hour, and I just knew that I didn't want those things. It was like kind of obvious in the relationship. It like was forced. And so this came in my lap and I was just like, look, we're dating right now. Like we aren't even like, technically we were like official, but it was like very much in like those early stages. Like I had only known him for a couple of months, and he basically was like, well, if you do this, we're done. And I was just like, okay.
Oh my gosh,
okay. That's like,
hilarious.
That's so much better than, because you know they made it seem like,
I know it seems like I was in a 5-year relationship.
Yes.
Love Island came on and I was just like, bye, this is my ticket. Like no, I know I seem like an asshole and like it's totally not that.
Oh my god, we were shook, and then we were just like, no, this can't be, this cannot be. And we were so happy that it wasn't, because we loved you on the show.
Oh my gosh.
So that was kind of like our first impression. But when we met you in the hot tub, we loved
when we all hung out, got to know each other.
We loved you. We were like, oh my god, she's perfect for Jeremiah. We like loved Jeremiah.
We thought you guys were the strongest couple. Like if you go back and watch any of our other episodes, like you'll see us being like, they're our favorite couple, they're the strongest. So we were like, oh my what god, like we were so like, oh well, we were wrong.
Right. I know. Okay, wait. And I want to explain because the thing is that it's like I literally have like a deep admiration for who Jeremiah is as a person. Like I love our romantic connection like didn't work out, but like I honestly feel like, I mean, I haven't really gotten to like reach out or anything like that, but like I honestly feel like we're gonna be really good friends. Like it is one of those things where it's just like we were so good until we weren't. And like the thing is it's like I can kind of like explain what happened, because I almost feel like if it was explained on camera I could just like tell you my thoughts on everything. So basically what happened is like night of the recoupling, like riding that high of like, finally we're in a couple, this is so great, we can do all of like the cute official things that like all the couples get to do. I was like so excited for challenges. Like so much of like our relationship was like we're both extremely competitive, and we're just like, look, like based on like size and athletic ability, I think we got this. Based on later a volleyball game, we didn't, but like we were very confident. And we like just so excited moving forward. And so like that night we like saw the first round of dates, and like what happened with our date too was like we were supposed to go on like another date, but like we ran out of time. And so we just like assumed that then when people go out on dates that they only go out on one. And then so like we were just hanging out watching James and Carrington like freak out. Like it was so funny like to see them like totally like they like both of them were like, I'm so good, like I don't even care, like the first 2 minutes. And then like Carrington pulls me aside and he's just like, okay, so am I a dick if I walk up like this? Like it was so funny, like just watching them all like react to it.
That's so funny. I'm dying to know what Carrington like in the villain stuff. Like is he like he's portrayed on TV, or do you think that like what do you think?
See, the thing is like I've seen clips of him on TV and I can see that side of him. And now the thing is like Kirsten was one of my best friends in the house.
Yeah.
And like I felt like I understood how they were as a couple, and then seeing their dates, it's a little different because they seem so strong when you're like hanging out with them. And then I saw their ranch date. But I think that like sorry, I mean it was just not what I was expecting. Like maybe it was just like, you know, the 5 minutes, I don't know, okay. Night and day.
Yeah, I mean that's what we've been hearing about him too, is that everyone comes out and they're like, he was so close to me and he was great, and we're like TV and we're like, I don't know.
No, okay, literally Carrington seems on TV, if I watched it, such a douchebag.
Yeah.
He's not. Like, he is, like, so sweet. He's, like, kind of dorky. Like, he really has a good heart.
Okay, that's good to know. Because, like, we've heard it from now like 2 other people that were like, oh, my God, he's so great. So we're like, he's getting bad at it.
Yeah. Like, no, I assume, like, outside of Caitlin probably didn't have good things to say about him, because like Carrington like messed up when it came to how to handle it with Caitlin. I think it was just like an immaturity thing, but then also like James and Jeremiah, I know, were like really close to him, and like Carrington bawled when they left, like they were so close. Me and Jeremiah got to like have our fun, like watch everyone else like freak out about their dates, and then I had to go on like on a date, and like that was like shocking to me. Like it was one of those things where you come in as like a new girl, and you kind of you just think that that's going to be it, that you could just get to hang out for a little bit, which is never true on Love Island. You never just get to hang out. There's always something going on. So I went out on the date, and like I had to like get pulled to gather myself because I was so upset. Like I was just like, no, I'm gonna go on the date, I'm like gonna have a good time, but like apparently I looked like my dog died, so like I had to like take a minute and like recompose myself. And then I went on the date with Caleb. Like it's not that I had low expectations, but I was just like, you have to knock this out of the park to even get me to like reconsider. Like I expected to come on Love Island and like kind of bounce around and date around, but like when you find someone like Jeremiah, and like when you have like such a strong connection, is like you're kind of like, okay, but like do I need to be open to other people, because like this is it, like this is what I like came here for.
I think we both to that.
Like it was just like we had such a strong connect, and like to be honest with you, like I almost saw like the same things that you guys did, where it was just like I thought like we could really make it on the outside. So like that was kind of, it wasn't just you're my favorite so far, like I think you're just my favorite. Like so Caleb was like more familiar to me. Like I know Caleb and Jeremiah like later had a conversation where Caleb was like, look, I'm like more her type, bro. But like it was one of those things where Caleb was more familiar to me, as like Jeremiah was from Mississippi, and like Caleb was from Oklahoma, like almost like born and raised. Like he moved around a lot, but like that's where he was from. So like culturally, like it was like
more like
a familiarity, and like like especially when you're on like Love Island, like everything is so unfamiliar that you don't even realize like how much like value like that really has to feel like at home. So then, and then we talked about almost all the things that I felt like I couldn't talk about Jeremiah. Like there's this idea of like you have like 80% with like each partner, but then like they can't give you like that 20%. And like Caleb was like that 20%. So like I had a real choice. And I came back, I was really honest with Jeremiah. I was like, look, the date went really well. I didn't expect it. But like I want to keep building things with you. And then we were good. Like we were building things. Like it was kind of like I didn't even want to talk to Caleb, because getting back into the villa and kind of like feeling like we fit in, like me and Jeremiah together as a couple, like so well. And like I just wanted to, it was also like my first day like being in a couple, like so it was just like I wasn't like new girl, wasn't bombshell, like was Rachel as of Rachel and Jeremiah. So it's like you get to be a little bit more like established, and it feels nice. So didn't really talk to Caleb at all, just hung out with Jeremiah all day. And then somewhere along the line, and I'll just like kind of skip to the end because it was literally smooth sailing, like nothing happened until, so we had Trey and Justine were coupled, and then me and Jeremiah were coupled, and we were the newer couples, but like me and Jeremiah were much farther along than Trey and Justine. And so we're playing a game, and to me, I think challenges are different than games. Challenges are statements, and like games are just fun. So it's hard to like, you know, you don't get offended or like get pissed off because like someone kissed someone else. It's a game, you know, like that's just what you do. And so during the game though, Trey went before Jeremiah, and they both rolled the same thing, which is like choose a dare. And so Trey chose to kiss someone else like on the cheek, and then Jeremiah chose to then kiss Mo on the lips. And like the thing that he rolled was like kiss your favorite part of this Islander's body, and like he picked Mo out of the bag. So it was like, and he
Moira.
Oh, Moira. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
I like like we all have like little nicknames. And
wait. Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. If I call Kirsten, I called Kay. I think that's the extent of the nicknames. Oh, other than Trey was the serial kisser.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, so basically like he did that, and I was like, this was one of our first times of wine. So I was like, all right, let me take a beat and let me figure out if like I actually feel type of way about this, or if I'm just wine drunk and like want to start a fight. So like I checked in with like Kenzie and Kay, and we were sitting there, and they were just like, no, you need to go say something to him. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna go say something to him. And so like I pulled Jeremiah, and I'm just like, hey, so like I'm so enjoying like being in a couple. Like I think this is really great. Like I would love to build on this. Like based on tonight, like I would just like really like to continue with you. And then Jeremiah was like, okay, yeah. And then I'm just like, okay, but like with the game, like I just want to know, because like we are a new couple, and like we did say that we were open, we did say we were exploring things, and like you chose to kiss Mo when like Trey chose to kiss another girl on the cheek. Like what's going on with that? And he was just like, no, it was just a game, it didn't mean anything. And I was like, okay, sounds good. And he was just like, oh, but also I think the spark is gone, and I think that we should just take things back a little bit. And I was like, oh, okay. And then like I was like, what is going on? Like it was literally like a 180. And I was just like, okay, so if the spark is gone though, like kind of if we're on a dating show, then like what else is there to talk about? Like should we just go forward as friends and like support each other that way? And he was like, yeah, I think that's what we should do. And so and then I asked him like right then in our first conversation of like, okay, but like does Caleb have anything to do with this? Like did Caleb stir up some feelings? He was just like, no, absolutely not. And so I was like, okay, sounds good. I don't believe you, but it sounds good. And then like we go, and like I go have a conversation with like basically all the girls at that point. And I'm just like stunned at this point because I had no reaction. And I was just like, so me and Jeremiah are done. And like jaws hit the floor. Like it was literally like, how is this possible? You guys were so strong. Like at one point, like Kenzie was like kind of like my inside like kind of girl on Jeremiah. And like Jeremiah had told Kenzie literally the first day, he was just like, I see things going with Rachel the same way that you like have things with Connor. Like he was like, I immediately am like feeling this, I want this so bad. And so that like even Kenzie was shocked because I thought like Kenzie would almost know, and she had like no idea. And so then I'm like, okay, wait, I need to like have another conversation, because like I think I'm owed that. Like, I don't understand how you go from like full on to like no spark, whatever. So I pull him for another conversation. And the way that conversation went was I was just like, okay, but like when when did you know? Like, I want to, like, we talked about like communication. We hang out all day, just like when, and like I push him a little bit, and he's just like, I've had doubts since before the recoupling. And I was like, what? Like, but you made that like incredible speech. It was just a little bit whatever. So at the end of the day, we just like decided to go forward like as friends. But we definitely like, that changed me a little bit, where I was like, okay, have to be here for me, have to prioritize myself. And then all of a sudden Caleb started making a little bit more sense. Suddenly we were like fully recoupling, knowing that like I had a real choice between like, okay, well, if Jeremiah, if you had doubts, like then I could have spent more time with Caleb. But it's like, you don't know until you know. And like hindsight is 2020. And like now I kind of get that a little bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I ended up with
And
that.
what were the questions?
I want to ask about Caleb though.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think like the other thing that was so crazy to everyone was when Justine kissed Caleb.
Yeah.
So was the car wash is considered a game to you, correct? Not a challenge?
Yes.
Okay.
No, the car wash is a challenge. If we have to like take cars to go, yeah, it's a challenge.
Oh, okay. I got you. I know that a lot of people were on two different sides with this. Some people are on Justine's, some people are on yours.
I would say most people are on Justine's, and like maybe 10 people, and like the 5 people they managed to convince was on mine.
Well, so I feel like it was just kind of there wasn't a full explanation. It just seemed like such a jump and kind of random. But then I get the other people's sides too, who are like, okay, so she kissed Caleb and you kissed Caleb and she liked Jeremiah and you liked Jeremiah. So I see people comparing the two.
Okay, wait. I see where you're going. Yep.
Yeah.
So this is what it is. And this is why it is so incredibly like, I feel like it's unfair to me because, and I'm just going to shoot straight because I could dance around it. So basically this is what happened. Everyone in the villa knew that Jeremiah never had a romantic interest in Justine. Everyone knew that. Everyone knew that Jeremiah was really, really excited about our romantic potential, like me and Jeremiah's romantic potential. And so like when Justine kissed him, not only was like everyone confused, but like, and I don't want to speak for him, but like he was just kind of like, why would you do that? And then when Justine kissed Caleb, again, I'm not going to knock anyone for like doing what they want, but she was in a couple with Trey and she was telling Trey that like she wanted to see where things went, and they had been a couple for like, she didn't really give him a chance. Like you can feel like, and their relationship is like none of my business, but like the understanding in the villa and the feelings in the villa was like, oh, of course Justine is going to kiss Trey. And so because of that, because of like the shock factor, everyone was like, no, Justine has a right to pursue Caleb. But like how I felt the type of way, and like we can talk more about this later, but like Justine and I were like real friends. Like she was my best friend in the house.
Okay.
And she was constantly, okay, I won't say constantly. No one asked me about my relationship with Caleb because I didn't really open it up like that. Just kind of, I hate to compare this because I also feel like Kenzie deserves a little bit more credit, but like I wasn't asking, but like people constantly told me about how much Jeremiah liked me, like coming to me of like, he says, he talks about you like so much, like he feels so strongly. And people said even more about Caleb, of like, Caleb just thinks so highly of you. And Justine made a point to tell me how much Caleb liked me. Justine, more than anyone, was asking about how are things going with Caleb? Like, and I was just like, they're going so well. Like, I'm so excited. I'm so happy. And so to have then that person who like almost then like inserted herself in whatever I had with Caleb to then kiss Caleb like in front of me when no one expected it. And like, to be completely honest with you, could have told me if she wanted to. That's why it's like not the same at all, was because like, yes, Jeremiah and Justine were in a couple, but like on a friendship basis. And like Caleb and I were pursuing things romantically. It would be like if like Kirsten kissed Calvin. Everyone was like, where did that come from? Right. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like, you know, so yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think what was like a little weird was that we just assumed that because we know how the villa works. You're in there 24/7. You're having conversations that people are never going to know about, people are never going to see.
Yeah.
So we just assumed, okay, they must have had some sort of budding relationship or a really good friendship, but like we just took that into account just thinking that we knew.
Yeah, like, and the thing is that Caleb was really honest with me too, like just to also then give a little bit credit to the other side, is that Caleb was honest that he was pursuing another Islander, but he was also really honest that like I was going to be his priority. Like, so you see what I'm saying, where it's just like I could have seen it coming, but it was just one of those things where, especially when someone is like your confidant and like knows things about your relationship and then isn't honest with you about like, hey, I'm the other Islander. Like, it's not on Caleb to tell me, like, you know what I mean? But like, if you're going to be my friend and if you're going to ask about my relationship when I'm not asking about yours.
Yeah. So do you guys, do you think you'll ever be friends with her again?
Yeah, that was our main question people submitted.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing is that I think there are just like too many people in this world. And I think that Justine has the capacity to be a good friend. I don't think that she was a good friend to me. So, okay. And also too, like, I'm sorry, but like, this needs to be said too. It's like Justine is 27 and like, I'm 21. And like, we almost have the biggest age gap too, as far as like where we are in our lives. Right. So like, that's also a reason why it's like harder than for me to even relate with Justine outside of like just being another like dark-skinned Black girl. Like, life experiences wise, like Justine is like established in her career, knows what she kind of wants to do, like it has only had long-term relationships, where it's like I've had, you know, like just as far as like common grounds, like there was less for us to go on. And like that being said too, is it's like I had a lot of conversations with her about like, hey, I don't think that you're getting a fair shake here, like I don't think, and like of course, you know how that goes.
I think we have a couple more questions that people submit, and we can just rapid fire through them, and then any last stuff from you that you want to say? Oh, so one of them was, which couple are you rooting for as of now?
Oh, let's see here. I'm like, here's the thing. I think I was also rooting for Mo and James, so probably shouldn't say this again, but Calvin is so cool and actually has crazy swag. So like, I'm kind of rooting for Laura and Calvin. I think they're sleepers. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. Then if I have to choose a different one, then okay. Here's the thing. I think Kirsten and Carrington are kind of on borrowed time. It's hard to root for Kenzie and Connor at this point. I'm obviously not rooting for Justine and Caleb because I can be salty. And who does that leave us? Lauren and Trey? No. Johnny and Selly? Based on what Johnny says, no. Let's see. I'm rooting for Johnny and his do-rag. That's who I'm rooting for.
I love it. Who do you think will be the quickest people to turn at Casa Amor? Okay, so you probably didn't know that Casa Amor was a thing, or maybe you did since you went in later.
Yeah, I did. I had an idea.
Who do you think will be the quickest to like turn at Casa Amor? Girls or like the quick
Carrington. It'll be Carrington.
I know. And I hate that because I think
Kirsten
I love Kirsten.
I know.
But like I just don't see the chemistry with them, unfortunately. I like them.
I think for the first time that there is a really solid chance that every single boy turns at Casa Amor.
That's insane. That's what we've been thinking.
Because no one's strong, to be honest, and like they'll catch certain conversations. Like honestly, Carrington has been the one to like pretty much give it away. He's like, yeah, no one's really that like coupled up. If you hear our conversations, like
no, like, and it's crazy because like the only reason why like that's the case is because there's this weird energy in the villa of like, you talk to another girl, I can't believe it. And it's literally like everyone's just got to take a breath. Like I can like, okay, here's the thing, I'm not necessarily the super like welcoming, like, you know, come to the villa, but Lauren was dope, her outfit was cool, and I was so here for it. And everyone else was like, why is she even here? We're on Love Island. Like, what?
So it's like, who do these people think
they are? Think they are?
And then by the next thing, they're our friends.
I know. It's like, it's just, the OG mentality is truly a disease. Like, it's literally like, this is not your villa. Like, it's not.
So bad.
But I feel like you can read the energy from you guys. Like, it's weird. I don't know what.
Okay, good. Well, okay, and here's the thing, is like, I've watched the clips. I'm telling you right now, and I'm sure everyone says this, there are real storylines that would be so cool for you guys to see and almost shed light on why things don't make sense. And for the life of me, I cannot figure out why certain conversations were not aired because they were also fucking funny. Like,
yeah, no, we had the same thing last year. We came home and watched it and we were like, what the
we weren't even in it.
But, yeah, that's the thing is you're just like, okay, like they like stereotype you and typecast you. Dude, I wish so badly that they had aired the volleyball game because everyone was truly who they were in the villa in the volleyball game. Like Kenzie gave up halfway through and just started suntanning like the Leo that she is. It was incredible. Kirsten and Mo just like gave up also, like they didn't want to play, but then also were crazy good. Like it was so funny. James lost our team the entire game. James had no idea how to play volleyball, refused to also bow out, like and it was just like so accurate to how everyone carries themselves. Like it was so funny. It was so funny.
So that reminds me of like we had a cake making challenge where we had to decorate a cake, and it was like I wish they had aired it because everyone was so funny. Like Emily and Weston were like bickering over what color the cake should be.
Babe, that's all that came out of the mouth.
Babe, no. And then you have Carol and Ray being Carol's like, I'm gonna get a pink cake, like it's gonna be spicy and Ray's
Of course.
like you make it awesome.
No, and she would go, Ray, stop yelling at me. And Ray's like, why did your voice just go down 16 octaves? Like what the fuck is going on?
I knew that was in Carol. I know there's a demon inside. That's so funny. The biggest shock of all was finding out how the internet read all of us because there has never been a greater misread, like on some real shit. Like, what is going on? By the way, you are actually a legend in our villa for the hot dog. We were like, okay, who is gonna wear the hot dog suit? Yeah.
Oh my god, that's
Stop.
so
That
funny.
is hilarious.
That's
oh my god.
Thank you so much for coming. Yes, we really appreciate it.
We love you.
Yeah, of course.
We can't wait to meet you.
Yes, we can't wait to meet you at the
obviously.
reunion. And
Yes. Oh my gosh, it'll be so crazy, like meeting everyone. Oh my god. All right, but yes.
it will be a blast. So to anyone watching,
Oh my god.
video below, subscribe to our channel, it really helps us out.
Yes.
And we'll see you next time.
Yes. Thank you, Rachel.
All right, bye.
Yes, of course. It's so great. Bye, guys.
Bye.